Have you ever thought, the food waste you dispose of after each meal could be someone's most precious wish, on a different side of the world? You may think, world hunger is about insufficient food production. But, it's not about that. We are suffering because we are wasting. On the contrary, the world's annual food production of agricultural crops, livestock, and even processed foods, is sufficient to feed the entire world population. But 1/3 of produced food is wasted, and it's creating a detrimental effect on our society and environment. However, it's time to save the environment, and people killing from food waste as well as hunger. Today we will show you how this dumbest problem is destroying our beautiful planet, and what are the possible solutions we can propose against food waste. So, don't skip the video, and please hit the subscribe button to stay tuned with our channel. Let's get started. Global hunger isn't about a lack of food. Right now, the world produces enough food to nourish every man, woman, and child on the planet. But nearly 1/3 of all food produced each year is squandered, or spoiled, before it can be consumed, and this food is enough to feed almost 2 billion people. For many Americans, this food waste happens in the kitchen, when we prepare food that goes uneaten, or leaves food to spoil in our fridges and cabinets. But for millions of people in the developing world, this food waste happens at harvest time. Poor storage leads to pest infestations, or mold, that ruin crops before they even leave the farm. Besides, a lack of access to technology and markets, many farmers are forced to watch their crops rot in their fields. This is why, food waste is one of the root causes of hunger worldwide. Wasting food is also hurting the environment. Roughly, 1/4 of man-made greenhouse gas emissions are created by food waste, and if food waste was a country, it would be ranked third after the USA and China, in terms of greenhouse gas production. When thrown into the landfill, food waste produces a large amount of methane. As foods rot and degrade, it emits these harmful gases, which are 25 times more harmful than carbon dioxide, in terms of trapping heat in the atmosphere. Again, we also use a lot of water when producing food. Agriculture accounts for 70% of the water used throughout the world. If we throw away 1 kilogram of beef, we're wasting 50,000 liters of water used to produce the meat. There's also a correlation between food waste and deforestation, because wasted food represents about 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions, which is the main contributor to deforestation and the depletion of water sources. Ethically, food waste has a knock-on effect on society. While we're throwing food out, many people around the world have limited access to food. The UN estimates, globally 1 in 9 people are undernourished. Meanwhile, a growing population means higher consumption and greater demand for processed food. If we are to meet these demands, food production needs to increase by more than half by 2050. So, it's high time we should fight against food waste. There are lots of things food producers and suppliers can do to reduce the amount of wasted food. Food producers can invest in storage and preservation technology, as food can go bad if it is not stored properly post-harvest. In some places, refrigeration is not always practical. But, scientists are researching alternatives to refrigeration in these areas. Supermarkets can pay a close attention to the unsold foods. They should not throw away unsold foods, rather they can donate them to the food bank. Again, sometimes, food isn't considered fit for humans to consume. Instead of throwing all that food away, some of it can be reused as animal feed. Moreover, there are also few things consumers can do to reduce the amount of food that gets wasted. That means people like you and I can store food properly so it doesn't go bad. We can ask for smaller portions if we eat in restaurants. Finally, we can also help the soil by composting our food waste, instead of throwing it away. However, we can clearly imagine, food waste is a huge problem. Let's do our part to reduce it. So viewers, we hope you enjoyed today's video on how the world is suffering from food waste, and how humans can play a vital role to reduce it. Please subscribe, like, share, and be always with us for the next video.